Our headlines this evening. CCTV improvements prevention courses, part of advocacy program. Custom plans to use the e-seal device to curb smuggling. Improvements to CCTV infrastructure in public facilities and sexual harassment prevention courses are among the action plans contained in the Anti-Sexual Harassment Advocacy AAGS program guidelines. When officiating the AAGS program roadshow in Putrajaya today, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Mazed Hamidi said the guidelines include advocacy programs for sexual harassment prevention and also to create awareness on sexual harassment.
Dapat beberapa aduan yang tidak ada pembuktian kerana tidak ada CCTV. Saya mencadangkan agar ada high definition facial recognition CCTV. Ini penting kerana biasanya apabila kes-kes ini dibawa ke mahkamah, yang berlaku ialah pertuduhan itu biarpun ada bukti dan ada saksi, tetapi di hard witness, hard document, hard evidences tidak ada.
He said the guidelines developed by the Women, Family and Community Ministry and have been in effect since 28th March. Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid also said that the creation of the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022, Act 840, is a manifestation by the government that sexual harassment offences were a breach of human rights. The Royal Malaysia Customs Department is studying and testing the effectiveness of a new electronic security seal device, or e-seal, which will be attached to containers carrying goods in efforts to eradicate smuggling. Deputy Finance Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Maslan said the e-seal technology, which would replace the decades-long used LED seals, could monitor the movement of containers from the port until they reach the destination registered on the application. When met after a working visit to the department headquarters today, he said this was crucial to monitoring the logistical movement of containers and lorries and thus eradicate smuggling and increase the country's revenue.
Keupayaan e-seal ni kelihatan berkesan. Kalau timah tu dah diguna berpuluh-puluh tahun, siapa nak tahu timah tu dipotong dan ditukar isi, masukkan dadah dan sebagainya. Jadi ia satu teknologi yang terkini yang kita harap boleh membenteras penyeludupan dan menambahkan hasil.
Datuk Seri Ahmad said that the e-seal technology was developed by a local company and widely used in East African countries like Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Congo, adding that the country's tax collections were reported to have increased by 20% through the implementation of the e-seal. He said that so far the Customs Department had yet to decide when the new technology would be implemented in the country. The Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM 2022 examination results will be announced on 8th June. The Education Ministry MOE today said that SPM candidates can obtain the results from their respective schools beginning 10 a.m. on that day. MOE in a statement said that the result slips of private candidates will be sent to them by post, or the candidates can contact the State Education Department where they registered for the examination. School and private candidates can also go online to myresult.spm.moe.gov.my to get their results from 10 a.m. on 8th June until 6 p.m. on 14th June. Candidates can also get a summary of their results through short messaging service, SMS. A total of 403,637 candidates registered for SPM 2022. Rahmah Consortium provides some more initiatives to aid consumers. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living (KPDN) is looking at setting up a Rahmah consortium in an effort to roll out more initiatives to aid consumers amid the rising cost of living. Minister Datuk Seri Salahuddin Ayub said the establishment of the consortium involves the participation of industry players across all sectors and not limited to the food industry.
Saya telah mula memikirkan untuk menubuhkan sebuah konsortium Rahmah untuk kita memikirkan apa lagi inisiatif yang lebih ramah. We are thinking forward to be more rahmah. Apa lagi contribution yang boleh kita adakan. Dan dengan konsortium ini yang dianggotai oleh semua pemain-pemain industri ini, insya-Allah beri masa kami 3 bulan untuk kita dapat melakukan suatu hala tuju rahmah yang lebih rahmah yang akan lebih memberikan manfaat kepada rakyat.
Earlier, Datuk Seri Salahuddin launched the KFC and Pizza Hut Rahmah meals at the KFC and Pizza Hut outlets in Wangsa Maju. He also said that the fast food chain participation in the initiative is yet another sign of Menu Rahmah's success since it's rolled out back in January. The Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry has assured that Kedah's sugar supply scarcity is expected to be resolved by 1st June. State Ministry Office Director Fendi Rajini Kant said supplies would stabilise after the major sugar production factory restored operations to optimal capacity after facing technical issues. Fendi said due to technical issues in the factory's refinery, production of sugar within the state had declined from 400 metric tons per day to just 250 metric tons per day. He said this temporary disruption in supply over the past 2 weeks can be attributed to technical issues and ongoing repairs at a major sugar production factory. Fendi also said that the sugar producers have given their assurance to resolve the issue and expedite efforts to restore the sugar supply to its previous state. The Attorney General's Chamber AGC needs more time to decide on a representation submitted by former Treasury Secretary General Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan Serika Abdullah regarding a criminal breach of trust CBT case he is facing together with Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak. The former Prime Minister and Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan were charged in 2018 on 6 counts of CBT involving Malaysian government funds totaling 6.6 billion ringgit in relation to payments to International Petroleum Investment Company, IPIC. Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Saifuddin Hashim Musami told High Court Judge Datuk Muhammad Jamil Hussein that he had instruction from Attorney General Tan Sri Idris Harun to seek another case management date. Datuk Sri Najib's lawyer, Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah, did not object with the prosecution's application, but Datuk N. Kumarendran, who was representing Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan, asked for an earlier date in July. The court then fixed 9 August this year for case management to enable the prosecution to update it on the status of the representation. Datuk Sri Najib filed his representation 2 years ago, but it was rejected, while the first representation sent by Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan in 2020 was not replied to by the AGC, prompting Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan to send another representation in March this year. On 24th October 2018, Datuk Sri Najib 69 and Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan 66 pleaded not guilty to the 6 CBT charges. The licenses of 2 bus express operators, SV Juta Sendirian Berhad and Syarikat Kejora Masyur Sendirian Berhad, that were involved in an accident on 12 and 13 May have been suspended effective 12 June. In a statement today, the Transport Ministry said any transactions with the operators are not allowed throughout the suspension period. According to the ministry, SV Juta's license was suspended for 58 days for failing to comply with the license provisions under the Land Public Transport Act 2010, Act 715, repeated offences and dangerous driving. It added that Kejora Masyur's license was suspended for 37 days for failing to comply with the conditions of the license, including safety needs as listed under the Road Transport Department Safety Inspection and Audit. A Starmart Express bus operated by SV Juta crashed into 12 other vehicles at kilometre 256.8 of the North-South Expressway on 12 May, while a Tra Express bus operated by Kejora Mashur collided with 2 lorries at kilometre 257.8 of the NSE on 13th May. Pulau Pinang Police arrested 10 suspects for allegedly operating an online gambling centre in a raid at about 3:30 p.m. last Thursday. State Police Chief Datuk Kau Ko Chin said the suspects, 2 men and 8 women aged 20 to 30, were arrested with items such as cell phones, computers, a duty roster and conversation scripts. He said they would be provided with contact numbers of target overseas by agents from different locations and make calls offering the online gambling service.
Kita tangkap ni, dia ni kita nampak dapat mesej maklumat lah, ada calling center tengah jalan, dan kita hasil tangkapan tu kita percaya mereka cuba untuk mempromosikan perjudian untuk menggalak orang main, dan dia punya targetnya lebih kepada negara jiran lah, orang yang nak main tu. PC untuk beberapa kes yang berlaku di kontinjen.
He said this in a press conference at a state police contingent headquarters in Georgetown today. The case is being investigated under the Section 4, Subsection 1 of the Common Gaming Houses Act 1953, and the suspects have been released on police bail pending investigations. The Johor Islamic Religious Department, JIG, has given the assurance that the alleged planned sex party will not happen in any location in the state. State Islamic Religious Affairs Committee Chairman Muhammad Farid Muhammad Khalid said the department would work closely with the Royal Malaysia Police (BDRM) to ensure that such immoral activities could be prevented. Although the Twitter account that promoted the immoral activities has been closed, he said it would continue to monitor the social media sites that have been identified as being involved in the matter.
Dengan juga komitmen saya seperibadi sebagai Exco Kerajaan Johor dan semua orang Islam, orang Malaysia yang orang Johor, bangsa Johor yang tidak mengizinkan perkara kutuk ini berlangsung, kat mana pun dia berpindah, kat mana pun dia berubah, kita akan pastikan dia tidak boleh dilaksanakan.
Ketua unit bahagian pendidikan Islam.
Briefing reporters today, Muhammad Farid urged all parties to help channel information to the police or the department on such immoral activities. A poster has been circulating on Twitter inviting participants to a sex party in Johor Bahru. The heavy rain and thunderstorms warning issued for most regions in Saudi Arabia, including Mecca, had no effect on the activities planned for Malaysian pilgrims. Malaysian Hajj Delegation Head Datuk Seri Syed Saleh Abdul Rahman said the weather condition is only temporary and not categorised as a disaster. He said the Tabung Haji has planned and scheduled all activities according to the pilgrims' flight arrivals, while taking note of the weather updates from time to time. He said TH also has standard operating procedures in the event of a disaster and is prepared to adjust the pilgrims' activities accordingly.
Apabila berlakunya situasi seperti ini, maka mereka dinasihatkan untuk berada di dalam hotel masing-masing supaya tidak keluar, dan bagi mereka yang sudah pun berada di masjid, maka terus berada di masjid sehinggalah keadaan reda. Kita semua sedia maklum bahawa keadaan hujan yang lebat dan angin yang kencang ini selalunya akan berlaku hanya untuk seketika sahaja, dan selepas itu keadaan akan reda semula seperti biasa.
He also said that the weather warning had been shared with the pilgrims through WhatsApp and the TH Hujaj application. Still ahead, Shanghai records hottest May Day in 100 years.
Kecemasan boleh saya bantu? Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembika Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has joined other world leaders in congratulating Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for winning a historic runoff election on Sunday, the toughest challenge of his political career. In his tweet, Datuk Seri Anwar expressed his congratulations and expressed Malaysia's eagerness to collaborate closely with Turkey to further strengthen their already good bilateral relations. The Prime Minister also hoped that Turkey will continue to play a constructive role as an important regional and global player. The chairman of Turkey's Supreme Election Council, Ahmet Yener, announced that Erdogan has been re-elected as Turkey's president in runoff elections on Sunday. Erdogan secures presidency for 5 more years after second-round vote, narrowly defeating his challenger, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. Shanghai on Monday recorded its hottest May day in 100 years, the city's meteorological service announced, shattering the previous high by a full degree. Scientists said global warming is exacerbating adverse weather, with a recent report from the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warning that every increment of global warming will intensify multiple and concurrent hazards. In the afternoon, the temperature at the metro station in central Shanghai climbed to 36.7 degrees Celsius. That put it a full degree above the old record, 35.7 degrees Celsius, which has been recorded 4 times previously, according to the Weather Service. In May, the United Nations warned that it is near certain that 2023 until 2027 will be the warmest 5-year period ever recorded, as greenhouse gases and El Nino combined to send temperatures soaring. The UN's World Meteorological Organization (WMO) said there's a 2/3 chance that at least one of the next 5 years will see global temperatures exceed the more ambitious targets set out in the Paris Accords on limiting climate change. The eastern Canadian city of Halifax declared a state of local emergency late on Sunday after a wildfire caused evacuations and power outages. The fire sent a huge pall of smoke over the port city. The state of emergency will be in effect for 7 days unless lifted or extended, according to the municipality. Roads are affected with smoke and flames, making driving hazardous. Nova Scotia Power had temporarily disconnected power in the affected area, it said on Twitter. The Halifax Regional Municipality is advising people who live near the fire to close all windows and doors, shut down air exchanges and stay inside until air quality conditions improve. Telecommunication firms, including Rogers and Bell Canada's Bell Alliance, said in a post on Twitter that some customers in communities evacuated due to the wildfires may experience services disruption. This month, the Western Province of Alberta declared a provincial state of emergency after tens of thousands of people were forced from their homes as unprecedented wildfires raged. 4 people died when a boat carrying tourists overturned on the Lake Maggiore in strong winds. Italy's fire brigade on Monday said the boat tipped over Sunday off Lisanza at the southern end of the lake in northern Italy after the weather suddenly turned stormy. A fire brigade spokesman said the bodies of 4 people have been recovered. Italian media said around 20 survivors were rescued by passing boats or swam to shore. 5 people were taken to hospital after being rescued. The president of the Lombardy region, Attilio Fontana, said on Sunday a whirlwind had caused a 16-meter-long boat to overturn. The boat had been carrying both Italian and foreigner tourists, and it sank quickly, taking some of the victims with it, according to reports. Lake Maggiore on the south side of the Alps is shared by Italy and Switzerland and is a popular destination for tourists. The area has seen poor weather over the last day, with Italy's meteorological service issuing thunderstorm warnings. in sports, praises for Tina for great display at Malaysia Masters. National women's doubles coach Hun Thian Hao was impressed by the staying power of Tan and Tina in the Malaysia Masters 2023, where they endured 4 marathon matches lasting 5 hours and 54 minutes in total. It was amazing that the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games champions were on court for at least 1 hour for each other. The 4 matches from the second round until Sunday's final, although Pearly had just recovered from influenza last month. Prior to the tournament, they had never played for 1 hour and 51 minutes in a match. It was a pleasantly surprised that Pearly could last the pace despite having just recovered from flu.
From this year, there's lots of up and downs. For this tournament, it's a good start for us, but we are not satisfied because I think we could be more better than this. So yeah, as I said, go back, analysis from this tournament and come back stronger.
In the final, the pair came narrowly close to lifting their first title on home turf, but lost to South Korea's Pekhana Lee So-hee 2022, 21-8, 17-21 in 1 hour and 41 minutes. Thian Hao said they would be working on strengthening Tina's attack by getting them to spar with national men's double players in preparation for next month's Singapore Open. Defending FA Cup champions Johor Darul Takzim JDT faced no trouble advancing to the semi-finals of the competition by beating Penang FC 5-0 in the final 8 round at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium Sunday night. Esteban Solaris' side opened the scoreline in the 32nd minute when Osmane Fain hit the ball into his own net while trying to clear Fernando Forestieri's attempt that hit the post. Jordi Ahmad doubled JDT's lead 6 minutes later, while sensational winger Arif Aiman Muhammad Hanapi converted a penalty kick in the 49th minute after a handball by Muhammad Khairul Akmal Kisham. JDT showed no signs of slowing down when Leverque Lawrence Corbin Ong in the 58th minute extended the lead for the Southern Tigers to 4-0, while Muhammad Shafiq Ahmad completed JDT's route with the 5th in stoppage time.
At the beginning, first half was a little bit tough because we couldn't find a good last pass. We were a little bit anxious, I think. But when we calmed a little bit, we used the sides. We were more deep on the sides. We could connect with crosses, and then with good finishings, the goal was about to come. And after the first goal, I think we make a very good game.
The Southern Tigers will take on Selangor in the semi-finals. Meanwhile, KL City FC advanced to the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in 18 years after beating Sabah 2-1 at Lika Stadium on Sunday. KL City also ended Sabah's 8-game unbeaten run at home. The match in Kota Kinabalu saw all 3 goals scored in the first half. Sabah took the lead in the 6th minute through Gabriel Perez. But the City boys ended up knocking out the Rhinos with the strikes from Romel Morales 29th minute and T. Saravanan 44th minute. KL City will next play Terengganu, who won 4-2 against Kelantan. Tens of thousands of fans celebrated Bayern Munich's 11th consecutive title win on Sunday at the tradition venue on Munich's Marienplatz. FC Bayern Munich snatched their 11th consecutive Bundesliga title in dramatic fashion with a final day 2-1 win at Cologne on Saturday, courtesy of Jamal Musiala's 89th minute goal, grabbing the trophy from the hands of rivals Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund had gone into the last game of the season in top spot but stumbled to a 2-2 draw against visitors Mainz, allowing Bayern to squeeze past them in the tightest league race in years. In a climactic season finale, Bayern was celebrating what ended up being an unexpected title win, while Dortmund's dreams of their first league trophy since 2012 were left in tatters, battling to a 2-2 draw to Mainz, but they needed victory to become champions. Celebrations, which kicked off later than expected, turned into a double celebration for Bayern as the women on Sunday also sealed a Bundesliga champions win against Turbine Potsdam. Thomas Muller living it up on the balcony thanked fans for their support through thick and thin. While the title win rescues some silverware in what has been a frustrating season for Bayern, the club sacked CEO Oliver Kahn, who was not in Cologne, and sports director Hassan Salihamidzic minutes after the title win. Double world champion Max Verstappen led a soggy and slippery Monaco Grand Prix from start to finish on Sunday to stretch his Formula One lead to 39 points and earn Red Bull a 6th win in many races this season. In a race liven up by a downpour after a processional 51 laps in dry conditions, Spaniard Fernando Alonso finished second for Aston Martin, but a massive 27.9 seconds behind at the checkered flag. Frenchman Esteban Ocon completed the podium in third place for winner-owned Alpine for the first time of the season, with Mercedes' 7 times world champions Lewis Hamilton fourth and taking a bonus point for fastest lap. The win was Verstappen's 4th of the season, 2nd in Monaco and 39th of his career. Mexican teammate Sergio Perez, his closest title rival, started in last position after a qualifying crash and finished 2 laps down in 16th. Mercedes' George Russell was 5th and home hero Charles Leclerc finished 6th for Ferrari. In the aftermath of a challenging race in increasingly difficult conditions, Verstappen admitted he was fortunate in the way his car smacked the railings after surviving several brushes with the barriers.
Kecemasan, boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembikar Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Alright, so that's it from us this evening. In our top story, custom plans to e-seal device to curb smuggling. Join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Malaysia Madani tekad penuhi harapan.